Welcome back into the channel, my friends. It's your boy Steve from Straight Fire Picks, back with your best bets for the NBA here for you today on Friday, April 25th, 2025. NBA player props, spreads, totals, predictions, as always. 3 picks in the video that I think are great value bets here for this Friday NBA playoff slate. Let's get after it today and get this sweep.
Well, my presence isn't real. It's another bet, one like this is scale. It's straight fire, all my bets straight from. You're in the house, that cab made now. Straight fire.
As always, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button for me. Always appreciate that. On the road to 9,000 subscribers. Appreciate all of your support as always. Let's hop into a recap from yesterday. We went 2-3 yesterday in the NBA, going minus 1.17 units. Obviously not our best day there in the NBA, but not our worst day. Could have been worse. We did cash our 2 PRA bets. Chet Holmgren over 26.5 PRAs, our SFP MVP exclusive pick of the day. And Norman Powell over 21.5 PRAs as well. Those worked out nicely for us. Our 2 money lines and spreads did not. We had the Pistons money line. They just could not quite pull it out, losing by 2. And then we had Tobias Harris over 21.5 or over, I think it was 20.5 points and rebounds. He does not deliver either. So obviously that hurt. And then the Thunder -9 spread. The Thunder actually came back from 29 down and won, and ended up winning by 6, I believe. So they actually ended up getting semi within range, but obviously couldn't get there. Obviously was very sad about that. I did not see that game going like that. You guys let me know if you saw the Grizzlies being up by 30 on the Thunder. That was a weird sight. But it did happen, and unfortunately we missed. 2-3 though. It was a salvage day. Like I said, we cashed our 2 PRA bets. It could be worse, and honestly it allows us to come back today and lock in and get this sweep. We're going to have 3 plays in the video. We have 1 SFP MVP exclusive pick added as well. So if you want access to that, sign up, become a member below. Join button right below the video here, and also link in the pinned comment and description. 3 different spots if you guys are interested in that. Just $3.99 for the entire month. Enough on that, though. Let's do a Comet Capper recap from yesterday. We had Got to Get the Bag, calling Jamal Murray over 26.5 points and assists. He cashes that. And Justin McKelvey calling the Clippers team total over 109.5, cashes that as well. So great calls from our Comet Cappers. We're ready to get back after it today, though, guys. Any links you guys need, social media, membership, merchandise, as previously mentioned, down below in the pinned comment and description. Make sure you guys check that out. Without further ado, I think we're ready to lock in and get this sweep. You got some exciting games on in the NBA today. Wolves, Lakers, Celtics, Magic, and the Bucks and the Pacers. I'm really looking forward to that Bucks-Pacers game. I think it's going to be a fun game to watch. So let's lock in today. Let's get this sweep. Let's get right into our picks here, guys. At number 1, we're going Jaylen Brown. Over 35.5 PRAs here for the Boston Celtics. Going minus 109 odds on BetRivers. So we got Jason Tatum once again listed as doubtful on the injury report for this game, so he is likely out for this game versus the Magic. Obviously, I've seen doubtful turn into them playing, which could happen. They actually have lines still out for Tatum. So it is one of those things where that definitely makes you a little nervous. I think Brown could still get there, though, either way, which is why, I'm comfortable taking this. But obviously, really would like to see Tatum be out. That's going to help us out a lot more. We saw Brown, though, post 51 PRAs in game number 2. So he came out. He was aggressive. He really led this team in game 2. Was the big reason why they ended up winning that game. And he really took it on himself. And I actually like it even more, the fact that he's on the road. A lot of times, it's situational. But a lot of times, in this particular spot, Jaylen Brown, the most experienced Celtic, right? Pretty much with the most experience here as far as, marquee players. I see him taking it upon himself on the road to get his team going, right? Role players like, Derek White is like a borderline star, but I'd say it's still considered like an A-plus role player, right? Guys like Drew Holiday also might be out for this game as well. He's listed on the injury report. But guys like this, that they're not going to be offensively aggressive like Brown's going to be. Brown's going to take the ball and just look to score like he was doing in game number 2. So I could see him doing that once again and really trying to keep the Celtics on schedule in this game, which I still think the Celtics are the better team even without Tatum. up against the Magic, even on the road. I would lean Celtics to cover the spread here. So I think Brown leads his team once again. I think he's going to be offensively aggressive. I think he's going to get a lot of minutes. He's going to get a lot of usage. We've seen him go 4 for 4 to this line versus the Orlando Magic without Jason Tatum with no less than 40 PRAs. That's his last 4 versus the Magic, including 2 for 2 this season. So I think this is a good spot for him. You can take advantage of the guard play of the Magic at times, and I think this is a spot where you're going to see Brown look to attack, look to get into that free throw line area and make those mid-range jumpers that he does, and put a lot of pressure on this defense. We saw him have 28% usage last game and 41 minutes. So if that repeats itself with the same usage, 28%, and let's just say he gets just 37 minutes, he's 85% this season to this line. So, like I said, if Tatum's out, which he likely is, the spread is kind of indicative of that too. Spread's set to 4.5 in favor of the Celtics. Kind of tells me that Tatum should be out. Obviously if Tatum was in, I think that spread would be up a little bit higher, 7.5, 8.5. But here, like I said, I think Tatum's going to be out. Possible that Holiday's out as well, which only adds to Brown's value here, which I think he's going to have a great chance here to cash. Like I said, with this game being on the road. I like taking really marquee star players on the road a lot of times. Now, I'm going to contradict myself actually with my next pick, but that's a situational spot, and I'll explain that in a minute. But a lot of times, for the most part, I like taking stars on the road, big veteran stars that could go out and obviously lead their team on the road, which is what you expect in the playoffs. So, love it there for number 1 pick, though, guys. We've got Jaylen Brown over 35.5 PRAs here for the Boston Celtics. Minus 109 odds on Bet Rivers. Kane at number 2. We're going Damian Lillard over 33.5 PRAs here for the Milwaukee Bucks. Minus 105 odds on BetMGM. You guys just heard my whole spiel about taking marquee players on the road. Stars, obviously Lillard's a bona fide star. But it's a little bit different. For one, Lillard has performed better at home this season. That's been a consistent trend for him by a big margin. He's been much better in Milwaukee this season. He gets more of the feels at home. That's just the way it is. But also, there's a lot of things in play here with Lillard. This line is simply set way too low for him. His PRA line, in my opinion, should be set to 37, 38.5 for this game. We got it at 33.5, mostly because he came back. It was set to 29.5. And his first game back, he went under. But he played 37 minutes. I think the presumption there was that he's going to be a little bit minutes restricted. Well, we didn't see that in Game 1. So I'm not expecting this, or in Game 2. I'm not expecting to see that in Game 3. Especially at home in a must-win game where it's all going to be on the line for the Bucks. I think Lillard's going to play big minutes, and he's going to have bigger usage this game. Obviously, just getting back into the flow of things, didn't shoot the ball well, 4 of 13 from the floor, 2 of 8 from 3. I think those numbers improve, and his volume goes up as well. I see him getting a lot more shot volume this game, and also hitting more of his shots. You guys know who Dame Lillard is in the playoffs. I don't need to tell you about Dame time. Come on. I don't need to tell you about that. Dame is an absolute dynamo in the playoffs. He's 4 of his last 5 to this line in the playoffs with the Bucks to this line, all versus the Indiana Pacers. So when he played the Pacers in 4 games last year, he cashed every game. So what are we doing here? I think, like I said, this is another great spot for him. Coming back home, must-win game. You saw him fired up with Halliburton when he wasn't even playing in Game 1. He's going to be fired up and ready to go. He's excited to be playing basketball again. You're going to get, I think, the very best of Dame Lillard tonight. I think it's going to be fun to watch. The Pacers are no slouch, though. I think the Pacers show up for this one. Bucks are favored by 5.5, so it should be an interesting game. But Lillard goes over in PRAs at 33.5. That's just way too low of a line for him. I think he hits this line. Overall, he's 72% this season to this line. When he's getting 36-plus minutes at home, he's 79% to this line, which I'm expecting him to get 36 minutes at least here today. Like I said, a must-win game. They're going to put it all out on the line. You'll see him playing big minutes. And he is a playoff performer. We know this. The step back versus the Thunder. We've seen Dame in the playoffs. We've seen what he could do. So, I think he gets done today. Love it there for number 2 pick, guys. Got Damian Lillard over 33.5 PRAs here for the Milwaukee Bucks. Minus 105 odds on MGM. Okay, and finally at number 3, we got the Los Angeles Lakers plus 3.5 spread here versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. Minus 110 odds on Fanatics. I'm going to say the disrespect here for the Lakers is a little wild. Plus 3.5 for the number 3 seed Lakers versus the Timberwolves. Lakers with LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves. Particularly with Luka Doncic, though, and LeBron James. What are we talking about here? This is... When I first looked at this, I tried to think, man, you know, do the Wolves come out, cover, and get back to what they did in Game 1? I don't think so. I think we saw the Lakers really wake up in game number 2. We saw their defense wake up. I think they continue that physical play, and then we saw a lot more effort also from Luka Doncic defensively, which is huge. I mean, you're getting this dude playing defense too. They're obviously a tough team to beat anyway, but they become even a lot more potent with Doncic playing solid defense, which he was much better in game number 2. And really what stuck out in that game, too, was how difficult everything really was for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Everything offensively they were trying to do was just a real struggle. You know, even their made baskets were like, man, they have to fight for everything. And I expect more of that in this game. Like I said, I think this line is just disrespectful to the Lakers. They held Minnesota to 38% shooting in Game 2. We're seeing Luka, like I said, step up defensively as well. We all know what Luka did to Gobert the last time they played in Minnesota, or last time he played in Minnesota for the Mavericks. That step back 3 right in his face and barking a bunch of stuff in German at him, which was really funny. Maybe it wasn't in German, but we'll just say it was in German. Because whatever it wasn't very nice. So, and really what you saw in Game 2 is you saw a lot of Luka cooking Gobert again. Honestly, it was pretty funny to watch. When he got him with the pass hook, pulled it back and shot it, and Gobert was just like, where's the ball? I mean, it's kind of like a running thing right now. Everybody is looking to embarrass Rudy Gobert. I almost feel bad for the guy because this dude's a good interior defender, but he's getting matched up against guards for some reasons on these switches, and he's getting absolutely cooked by everybody. It wasn't even just Luka. It was like, I believe it was Reeves as well, but Luka was doing it a lot to him too. And Luka was just loving it. You know, obviously Luka was having a good time. But we've all seen what Luka could do in the playoffs, and specifically to this Minnesota team. He's had a great first 2 games of this series with 30-plus in both games. I expected more of that from Luka. Luka's going to perform. It's just a matter of, you know, can everyone else on the Lakers step up like Reeves and James? And obviously James is going to do what he does. You know, can the role players be there and Hachimura and these guys knock down shots? That's going to be critical. But I think they can. Finney Smith stepped up in that game last game as well, hitting some clutch shots. So I think, like I said, I think the supporting cast could get it done. But like I said, with Luka and James, I can't believe that this is, you know, we're getting plus points here with the Lakers. To me, I think that's a lot of good value. Lakers posted a 96.6 defensive rating in game number 2. That was second among the 16 playoff teams in their last game. So they really got after it, like I said, defensively. J.J. Redick was fired up. You saw how angry he was getting even when they were starting to relinquish that lead a little bit. Was able to lock in and focus. But I think, like I said, I think the experience of Luka and James gets this done. I definitely lean Lakers money line here. But we'll take the 3.5. We could still lose this game and still cover. This is going to be a close game. I mean, no doubt about it. It should be a close game. So, really like the Lakers to cover, guys. Love it there for number 3 pick. Got the Los Angeles Lakers plus 3.5 spread there versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. Well, minus 110 odds on Fanatics. All right, guys, that's it for our picks. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. A couple other quick thoughts on some of these games. So I looked at Tyrese Halliburton again, over 34.5 PRAs. I thought about that one. I really thought Lillard was in a better spot being at home, though. You know, like I said, I think Haley's line is theoretically playable. But I just really liked Lillard's a lot more in that particular spot. Obviously, Giannis's PRA line was interesting just because, you know, he's really been taking it to the Pacers, too. He took it to him in Game 2, hit his PRA over. But I think this is a Lillard spot. Like I said, I really think that game's a Lillard spot. As far as the Lakers-Wolves, we'll likely have our MVP exclusive pick in that game. So we're going to look a little bit more deeper into that game for what we want to attack. obviously we were on Anthony Edwards over in PRA's last game. Don't know if we could get there again. The dude's been letting us down this season, so I don't know if we're going to end up going with that one or not, but we'll see what happens. As far as the Celtics Magic game goes, I wanted to take my boy Derek White again. His line was 23.5, I believe, yesterday when I was looking at it for points, rebounds, assists, which I was looking at taking that if Tatum was playing. I would have loved that a lot better. I don't like taking his 26.5 line without Tatum in the lineup. It's not as, for whatever reason, I think it's actually better that Tatum's playing for him in some ways. It kind of frees him up a little bit more because he's not the type of guy where he operates well when he has more attention on him. He obviously operates where he can get a better matchup and take advantage of that and not have to be the guy as much. Derek White's a very, very good player, but I'm just saying it's better when, as far as like him creating his own shot, he doesn't do that a lot of ISO, which he would have to do more ISO to hit his PRA. So I just don't like it as much, and he, it's bumped up. Really liked Jaylen Brown in that game though. If Tatum's not playing, it's going to be Jaylen Brown doing a lot of ISO versus the Magic like he did in Game 2. You'll see a lot of isolation from him and a lot of opportunities and volume for him, which is what we want. So, just some extra thoughts I had on the games. Outside of that is going to do it for me. Check out our Major League Baseball Best Bets video. Outside of that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Check back later for our MVP picks of the day. If you're interested in signing up, becoming an MVP, do so below. Join button right below the video. Over here. Let's see. Somewhere there. Yeah, right down there below. And also down below in the pinned comment, in the comment section, and in the description. You can sign up, become a member for just $3.99 for the entire month. You get access to all of our MVP picks and plays. And you also get access to all of these picks and plays early as well. All these picks are posted a couple hours in advance of the video. Alright, outside of that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll catch you next time. Peace out.